Take a moment to pause and breathe. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, feel the tension start to melt away. Today we're diving into one of the most powerful truths in life, the power of letting go. We often think that in order to create change, we need to push harder, control every detail, and make everything happen exactly the way we want. But here's the truth. Miracles don't come when we try to force them. They come when we make space for them. It's in the surrender, the letting go, that we find the flow of life. The idea of letting go might sound a little scary at first. You might be thinking, if I stop controlling everything, what will happen? It's easy to think that letting go means giving up or losing control, but it's quite the opposite. Letting go is a way to open up, to allow life to move through you with ease and grace. It's not about doing less, but about trusting more. When we release our tight grip on life, we create room for something bigger and better to unfold. The magic begins when we stop fighting against life. We've all experienced moments when we try to control everything. Our relationships, our careers, our health. But the more we grip tightly, the more we push against the natural flow, the more frustrated we feel. And the truth is, we can't force life to go at our pace. Life has its own rhythm, and when we trust that rhythm, everything becomes lighter, easier, and more joyful. So, take a deep breath right now. Feel your chest rise and fall. Notice how the air feels as it enters your body and exits. This breath is a reminder that you don't have to force anything. All you need to do is trust. Trust that life is unfolding exactly as it should, even if it doesn't look the way you expect. The moment you stop resisting, you create the space for life's miracles to enter. Let go of the need to control every detail. Trust that the universe is guiding you, even when it doesn't feel like it. The more you surrender, the more you'll begin to see the beauty that unfolds effortlessly. You don't need to chase after anything. Instead, open your hands and allow life to flow through you. It's only when you stop forcing and start allowing that you will experience the miracles that are waiting for you. If you've ever tried to control every aspect of your life, you know how exhausting it can be. You might feel like you're constantly fighting against the current, trying to keep everything in place. But here's the reality. If you keep holding on too tightly, you're blocking the flow of life. You're blocking the very miracles that could make your life lighter, happier, and more fulfilled. Think about the last time you tried to make something happen with all your might. Maybe it was a job, a relationship, or even something small like a project. You pushed and pushed, thinking that if you just tried hard enough, you could make it work. But the more you tried, the harder it became. You felt stuck, frustrated, and exhausted. Why does this happen? When we try to control every detail of our lives, we create resistance. We are constantly fighting against the natural flow of life. Imagine trying to swim upstream in a river. The harder you swim, the more tired you get. The water is pushing you one way, but you're determined to go the other. The more you fight, the more difficult it becomes. Life is much like that river. It's constantly moving, and when we try to swim against it, we only make things harder for ourselves. But here's the catch. If you stop fighting the current, you start to float. Instead of pushing against life, you allow it to carry you. You stop resisting and begin to trust that everything is happening for a reason. When you stop trying to control every outcome, you make space for life's natural rhythm to take over. And when you do that, everything starts to feel easier. You begin to trust that life is unfolding in the best way possible. Imagine letting go of the pressure to control everything. Picture yourself relaxing, trusting that life will bring you what you need at the right time. You don't need to have all the answers. And you don't need to know how everything will turn out. All you need to do is trust that life is guiding you in the right direction. And when you let go of that tight grip, you'll notice how much easier it becomes to move through life with peace, grace, and joy. When you let go, you make space for new possibilities. The things you've been holding on to so tightly may not be the things that are best for you in the long run. Sometimes we hold on to people, situations, and outcomes because we're afraid of what will happen if we let go. But when you trust life, you allow new opportunities to enter. You make room for miracles to find their way to you. One of the most powerful things you can do when life feels out of control is to remember this simple truth. Everything is unfolding as it should. It might not always look the way you want it to, but trust that there is a greater plan at work. When you can surrender to this truth, you begin to release the need to control every outcome. You trust that what's meant for you will come at the perfect time. This idea of divine order is not about being passive or doing nothing. It's about choosing peace over panic. It's about choosing faith over fear. When you let go of the need to control, you create space for life to work in your favor. It's a deep inner knowing that everything will unfold exactly as it's supposed to, even if you don't see the full picture yet. Life often doesn't make sense in the moment. There are times when things don't go according to plan, when doors close, and when we experience setbacks. But these moments are not punishments. They are part of the greater tapestry of your life. From where you stand right now, it might seem like things aren't going the way you expected. You might feel confused, frustrated, or disappointed. But from a higher perspective, everything is moving in perfect alignment. It's like looking at a beautiful tapestry. Up close, the threads may appear tangled, messy, and chaotic. But when you step back and see the bigger picture, you can see that it all fits together perfectly. Life is much like that tapestry. You may not be able to see how the pieces fit together right now, but trust that they will. Life is not falling apart. It's falling into place. When you can trust in divine order, you stop worrying about the timing of everything. You stop obsessing over when things will happen and instead focus on being present in the moment. This is where true peace is found. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to know exactly how everything will turn out. You just need to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, in perfect timing. Say to yourself, everything is working out for me in divine order. Feel the truth of those words in your body. When you speak these words, you are choosing peace. You are choosing faith. You are affirming that even when life doesn't make sense, you trust that everything is happening for your highest good. And as you repeat these words, you'll begin to feel the weight of worry and control lift from your shoulders. You'll start to feel lighter, freer, and more open to the flow of life. The more you trust divine order, the more you will see how perfectly everything is unfolding. You may not always understand the why in the moment, but when you look back, you will see the beauty and wisdom in each step of your journey. Life is guiding you to where you need to be. And when you trust that, you open yourself up to the peace and miracles that await. As you move through your day, remember that you don't have to control everything. You don't have to have all the answers. Just breathe, trust, and know that everything is happening as it should. Life is unfolding perfectly for you right now. All you have to do is trust the process. There will be days when things do not make sense. A plan breaks, a door closes, a message never comes. Something you hoped would happen simply doesn't. In those moments, the mind can rush in with fear and say, something is wrong. I did something wrong. I'm falling behind. But the deeper truth is gentler than that. Life is not against you. Life is not trying to punish you. Life is shaping you, guiding you, and moving you toward what fits you best, even when the path looks strange from where you stand. It helps to remember that life is always clearing space. Sometimes what hurts is not the event itself, but what it means in your mind. You may see an ending and call it failure. You may see a delay and call it rejection. You may see a change and call it loss. But what if it is not those things? What if it is a shift? What if it is a turn that saves you from something you cannot yet see? What if the very thing you are resisting is the very thing making room for what you have been asking for? Some things leave because they are complete. Some people step away because their part in your story has ended. Some opportunities close because they were never meant to be your final place. That can feel painful because the mind wants to hold on to what is familiar. The mind thinks familiar means safe, but familiar can also mean small, heavy, and limiting. Life will not always let you stay in what you have outgrown. Life will gently, or sometimes loudly, move you forward. When something ends, it does not always mean you failed. Often it means you finished a chapter. The lesson was learned, the season is done. And even if you did not understand it while it was happening, the ending can be a doorway. It can be the moment your life starts to open in a new way. You may not feel ready, but life often begins moving before the mind feels prepared. And that is why trust matters. Trust helps you breathe through the unknown. So when the mind tries to panic, bring it back to a calmer place. Say softly, "This is not the end of me. This is a new turn in my path." Let that be the way you hold yourself, not with fear, not with tight control, but with a quiet willingness to see that life can still be good, even when it looks different from what you planned. You can also remind yourself of a simple truth. You do not have to force what is not meant to stay. If something is truly yours, it will not require you to break yourself to keep it. If something belongs in your life, it will meet you with steadiness, not constant fear. And if something is leaving, fighting to hold it may only drain your spirit. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is release. Release does not mean you don't care. It means you stop carrying what is too heavy for your heart. Let your nervous system hear gentler words. I don't have to understand everything today. I don't have to fix everything today. I can let life unfold one step at a time. This is how peace begins to return, not by pretending things are perfect, but by remembering that life can be meaningful even in the messy parts. When you are inside a hard moment, it can feel like life is a pile of loose pieces, like nothing connects, like it is all random, but life is not random the way fear makes it seem. There is a pattern, even if you can't see it yet. And one of the kindest things you can do for yourself is to stop demanding a full explanation right now. You can allow the picture to reveal itself in time. Think about how many things you understand now that you did not understand back then. Think about the moments you once thought were bad, but later became the reason you grew stronger, wiser, calmer, and clearer. In the middle of the storm, you can't always see the road, but later, when you look back, you can often see how the turns were guiding you. You may even realize that what you called a setback was actually a redirection. This is why the bigger picture matters. The bigger picture is not something you see with your eyes. It is something you feel with trust. It is the quiet belief that says, even if I don't understand it right now, life is still working with me. That belief creates space. And in that space, your mind softens, your body relaxes, and your heart becomes open again. Imagine your life like a woven cloth. Up close, all you might notice are knots and uneven threads. You might see colors that do not match, parts that look messy, and places that feel unfinished. And if you judge the whole thing from that close-up view, you might believe the entire thing is wrong. But when you step back, you begin to see shape. You begin to see that the strange colors were needed. You begin to see that the knots were holding something in place. You begin to see that what looked like a mistake was part of the design. That is how trust works. Trust is stepping back when your mind wants to zoom in. Trust is saying, I will not decide the whole story from one hard page. Trust is choosing to believe that your life is more than this one moment, that you are more than what you feel today, that something good can still be forming even when the surface looks uncertain. When your mind tries to rush ahead, bring it back to the step in front of you. You don't need to know every step. You don't need to see the whole map. You just need to take the next kind step, the next honest step, the next steady step, and then the next. Life reveals itself as you move with it, not when you demand that it explain itself before you take a step. So let this be a gentle practice. When fear rises, whisper, I trust the bigger picture. When your thoughts start spinning, whisper, I don't need to see it all right now. When your heart feels tired, whisper, life can still surprise me in a good way. These words are not just comfort. They are a new way of living, a softer way, a wiser way. There is a kind of waiting that feels heavy. It feels like standing still while life moves for everyone else. It can make you question yourself. It can make you question life. It can make you feel like you missed your moment. And when the mind starts thinking like that, it can push you into rushing, forcing, and grabbing. But there is another way to understand waiting, a way that brings peace back into your body. That way is divine timing. Divine timing means that life has a rhythm. It is not always your schedule, but it is not random either. It is not a cruel delay. It is often protection. It is often preparation. It is often life putting things in place that you cannot see yet. The mind may say, why is this taking so long? But a calmer voice inside you can say, maybe something is being arranged. Maybe I am being prepared. Maybe I am growing into what I asked for. Sometimes you are not waiting on life. Sometimes life is waiting on your readiness. Not because you are not good enough, but because you are becoming stronger, clearer, and more open. Sometimes you asked for something big, more love, more purpose, more peace, more success, and life is shaping you so you can hold it without fear. Because if it came too early, you might not trust it. You might not receive it fully. You might even push it away without realizing it. Divine timing also means that what belongs to you does not need to be chased with panic. It will meet you. It will arrive when the match is right. And that match is not only about the outside world, it is about your inside world too, your self-belief, your calm, your willingness to receive, your ability to accept good without feeling like you must suffer for it. When you think about timing this way, your whole body can relax. You stop acting like life is late. You stop acting like you are behind. You stop acting like you have to squeeze results out of a closed day. You begin to live with more trust. You begin to breathe again. And from that calmer place, you often make better choices. You speak with more kindness. You notice chances you would have missed while rushing. You become present, and the present is where doors open. If you are waiting for something right now, clarity, love, healing, direction, let the waiting become a sacred space instead of a punishment. Ask yourself, what is life teaching me while I wait? What is growing in me? What am I learning to trust? You don't need to make the waiting perfect. You just need to stay open inside it. Say this softly and let it settle in your chest. I trust the timing of my life. Say it again, slower. I trust the timing of my life. These words are not wishful thinking. They are an anchor. They keep you from drowning in urgency. They help you stop arguing with the present. They help you stay steady while life moves the pieces into place. And here is another truth that brings deep peace. What is truly meant for you will not miss you. You do not need to fear that you missed your one chance. Life is not that fragile. The right things return in the right time. The right doors open when you are ready to walk through them. The right connections form when you are ready to meet them with a calm heart. So instead of demanding a deadline from life, choose a softer question. Instead of, when will it happen, try, how can I stay open today? Instead of, why is it taking so long? Try, what good is being formed in me while I wait? This shift changes everything, because the moment you move from urgency to trust, your energy becomes lighter, your mind becomes clearer, your heart becomes more peaceful, and peace is a powerful place to receive from. Letting go is not something you do once and then it's finished. It is a practice. It is a choice you return to again and again, especially when life feels uncertain. The mind loves control because control feels like safety. It says, if I plan enough, worry enough, hold tight enough, then nothing will hurt me. But that is not how peace works. Holding tight does not stop pain. It only adds tension. It only makes your heart tired. Real peace is not built from control. Real peace is built from trust. Start by noticing what control feels like in your body. It often shows up as tight shoulders, a hard jaw, shallow breathing, a restless stomach, a busy mind that won't slow down. It shows up as checking, pushing, chasing, forcing, replaying, and trying to predict every outcome. Control makes life feel heavy. It turns every moment into a problem to solve. It makes you believe you must carry everything alone, and that is too much for a human heart to carry. Now notice what letting go feels like. It feels like the shoulders dropping. It feels like a slow breath. It feels like soft eyes. It feels like giving yourself permission to not know. It feels like saying, I can handle this one step at a time. Letting go is not quitting. It is not pretending you don't care. It is caring without gripping. It is taking action when action is needed, but not from fear. It is doing your part and then releasing the outcome to life. A simple way to practice letting go is to return to the idea of open hands. Imagine holding something delicate in your palms. If you squeeze, you crush it. If you open, you support it. Many times the things we want most, peace, love, clarity, healing, cannot be squeezed into existence. They grow in space. They grow in patience. They grow when you stop treating life like a test you must pass and start treating life like a river you can float in. And when you feel yourself gripping, try this gentle reset. Take a breath in and say, I soften. Breathe out and say, I release. Do it again. I soften. I release. These are not magic words in a loud way. They are medicine in a quiet way. They signal to your body that you are safe enough to loosen your grip. They remind your mind that you do not have to fight the present moment. Letting go also means you stop chasing what is already meant for you. What belongs to you does not require panic. It does not require you to beg, force, or prove. It may require effort, yes, but not fear. Not desperation, not the feeling that if you stop pushing, everything will disappear. The right things do not vanish because you take a breath. The right things do not fall apart because you stop controlling. If something can only stay in your life when you are stressed and gripping, it is not giving you peace. It is taking peace from you. And sometimes letting go means releasing what is not meant to stay. That can be hard because the mind wants guarantees. It wants to know what comes next before it releases what is now. But life rarely works that way. Life often asks for trust first. It asks you to clear space first, because new things cannot enter a room that is already full. So practice this truth. What is meant for you cannot be taken from you, and what is not meant for you cannot be held by force. This truth does not make you weak. It makes you free. It frees you from chasing, from fearing, from trying to control every detail. It invites you to live with an open heart and steady breath. Say this softly and let it settle inside you. I release the need to control. Say it again. I release the need to control. And then add, I trust life to guide me. This is not about giving your power away. This is about using your power wisely. Your power is not in forcing. Your power is in trusting, choosing peace, and allowing life to meet you with what fits you best. There is a difference between waiting with peace and waiting with pressure. Waiting with pressure feels like tension in the body. It feels like checking the clock, checking the phone, checking the signs, checking the results. It feels like a tight need for certainty. It feels like life is holding something back from you. Waiting with peace feels softer. It feels like trust. It feels like breathing. It feels like knowing that what is real will arrive in the right time. Patience is not pretending you don't want something. Patience is wanting something while staying calm. Patience is hope without panic. Patience is faith without forcing. It is the quiet voice inside you that says, I may not see it yet, but it is still on its way. That voice matters because it keeps your heart open. It keeps you from closing down in fear. It keeps you from rushing into the wrong thing just because you are tired of waiting. Many people rush because waiting feels uncomfortable. They rush into choices, relationships, plans, and paths that do not fit simply to stop the feeling of uncertainty. But rushing often creates more pain later. When you rush, you may miss the gentle wisdom of life. You may miss the signs that something is not right. You may ignore your own inner voice. Patience protects you from that. Patience gives your intuition room to speak. Look at nature. Nothing healthy grows by force. A seed does not become a tree overnight. A sunrise does not happen because you demand it. Flowers do not bloom faster because you worry. Growth has a rhythm. Healing has a rhythm. Clarity has a rhythm. And you have a rhythm too. Your life is not late. Your life is not broken. Your life is unfolding in steps, and every step is shaping you. Patience also helps you stop making waiting mean something bad about you. Waiting does not mean you are unworthy. Waiting does not mean you missed your chance. Waiting does not mean life forgot you. Waiting often means life is aligning things you cannot see. It means you are being prepared, strengthened, and guided. It means the path is forming under your feet. So when impatience rises, give it a new message. Instead of saying, this is taking too long, say, I am growing into what I asked for. Instead of saying, I'm behind, say, I am right on time for my life. Instead of saying, what if it never happens? Say, what is meant for me will find me. These words change your energy. They change your breath. They change the way you move through your day. Patience also means staying open. Sometimes what you ask for arrives in a form you did not expect. Sometimes the answer is not a direct gift, but a change that leads you to the gift. Sometimes you think you want one thing, but life gives you something better. But if you are rushing, you may not notice. If you are tense, you may reject what is trying to help you. If you are fixated on only one path, you may miss the door that is quietly opening on the side. So let patience be an open door inside you. Let it be a calm space where good things can enter. Say this softly. I am patient and open to all the good life offers me. Say it again. I am patient and open to all the good life offers me. Then add, what is mine cannot miss me. These words are not just comfort. They are a way of training your heart to trust. When you live this way, waiting becomes lighter. You still have human feelings, of course. You may still have days when you feel tired, but even on those days you can return to peace. You can return to the breath. You can return to the truth that life moves in seasons, and every season has purpose. Patience is not passive. Patience is strong. It is choosing not to panic. It is choosing to stay kind. It is choosing to keep your heart open while life brings things together. It is trusting that what is meant for you is not lost. It is simply arriving in the right time. Peace does not live in the future. Peace lives right here. Not because everything is perfect, but because this moment is the only place you can breathe. It is the only place you can soften. It is the only place you can choose trust. The mind often tries to escape the present by racing ahead. It tries to solve tomorrow today. It tries to predict outcomes. It tries to control what it cannot control. But peace begins the moment you return to now. You do not need the whole story to feel okay today. You do not need every answer to relax your shoulders today. You do not need to know exactly how things will turn out to take a gentle breath right now. The present moment is not asking you to figure out your whole life. The present moment is asking you to be here, to listen to your body, to calm your thoughts, to do the next right thing with love. A powerful truth is this: you will be okay no matter how it turns out. That may sound simple, but it is deep. It does not mean you do not care. It means you trust your ability to meet life. It means you trust that you can handle change. It means you stop living in constant fear of the unknown. You stop trying to control the waves and you learn how to float. When you stop fighting what you cannot change, life carries you with more grace. Fighting drains you. Fighting hardens you. Fighting keeps you stuck in stress. But floating, trusting, softening, that opens a new path. It opens your mind. It opens your intuition. It opens your ability to notice help, guidance, and new options. This is where calm energy matters. Calm energy is not laziness. Calm energy is alignment. Calm energy is clear. It is steady. It is the feeling of being grounded even when life is moving. When you are calm, you make better choices. You speak with more care. You respond instead of reacting. You create from peace instead of fear. And calm energy is also powerful because it changes what you attract. Life responds to your energy more than your words. You can say the right words, but if your body is full of fear, the message is mixed. If your mind is tight with control, the signal is weak. But when your energy is calm, your signal is clear. Calm energy says, I trust. Calm energy says, I am ready to receive. Calm energy says, I believe good is possible. Think of your inner state like a radio signal. When you tune to worry, you often find more worry. When you tune to calm, you start noticing ease. When you tune to gratitude, you start noticing blessings. This does not mean you never face hard moments. It means you meet hard moments with a stronger inner ground. And from that ground, life can move with you instead of against you. So build a small daily practice of calm. It can be as simple as 3 slow breaths, a hand on the heart, a soft phrase you repeat. Try this. Breathe in and say, I am here. Breathe out and say, I am safe. Do it again. I am here. I am safe. This tells your nervous system it can relax. It tells your mind it does not need to run. It brings you back to the truth that right now, in this moment, you can choose peace. Then say this gently, Even in uncertainty, I choose peace. Say it again. Even in uncertainty, I choose peace. These words are strong because they do not deny reality. They simply choose a better response. They choose trust instead of fear. They choose softness instead of struggle. When you live from this calm place, you become more open to miracles. Not loud miracles, but real ones. The right conversation at the right time. A sudden idea that helps you. A door that opens. A solution that appears. A sense of clarity that rises. Many miracles are quiet. They arrive when your mind is not blocking them with noise. They arrive when your heart is open. Calm is not something you chase. Calm is something you return to again and again. And every time you return, you are telling life, I am ready to flow. You are telling your heart, you do not have to carry everything. You are telling your future, I trust you to unfold. Begin each day as if you are choosing your inner world on purpose, not because you control life, but because you can guide your mind, you can guide your breath, you can guide your energy. And the way you begin the day often shapes how you move through it. Before you reach for worry, reach for a breath. Before you reach for pressure, reach for peace. Before you start planning every outcome, soften your body and remind yourself that life is with you. Let the first voice inside you be a kind one. Say this slowly when you wake up. All is well. Let it be simple. Let it be steady. All is well. This does not mean everything is perfect. It means you trust that life can handle what you cannot. It means you trust that you are guided. It means you trust that even if there are challenges, you are not alone. Then say, everything is unfolding for my highest good. Let those words land in your chest. Let them calm the part of you that fears the unknown. Everything is unfolding for my highest good. If your mind argues, don't fight it. Just repeat it again, softer. Repeat it until your body starts to believe it enough to relax. Then say, I trust the timing of my life. This releases the pressure to rush. It releases the fear that you are behind. It releases the belief that you must force the next step. I trust the timing of my life. This is a promise to your own heart that you will not punish yourself for being human, that you will not pressure yourself into panic. Then say, what belongs to me will find me. Feel how freeing that is. You do not have to chase. You do not have to beg. You do not have to prove. You can show up, do your part, and stay open. What belongs to me will find me. This brings you back to trust. And then add, I relax and allow the flow of life. This is the key that opens the door inside you. Relaxing does not mean you stop living. It means you stop fighting. It means you stop carrying what was never yours to carry. It means you stop trying to control what cannot be controlled. I relax and allow the flow of life. Let gratitude be part of this practice too, because gratitude softens the heart. Gratitude helps you notice what is already good. Gratitude turns not enough into there is love here. Even if your life is still changing, gratitude gives you a safe place to stand. Say, thank you, life, for guiding me. Say, thank you, life, for supporting me. Say, thank you, life, for the good that is on its way. These words do not deny your challenges. They simply remind you that life is still working with you. If fear rises during the day, return to one phrase. Keep it short. Keep it gentle. All is well. Or, I trust the bigger picture. Or, I release the need to control. Let one phrase become your anchor. Repeating it is like holding your own hand. It is like telling your nervous system, we are okay. It is like telling your mind, you can rest now. Let this be your way of living. Allow, trust, receive. Allow life to unfold without forcing. Trust that you are guided even when you cannot see the full map. Receive the good that comes even when it arrives in a new form. All is well is not just a sentence. It is a choice. It is a way of meeting life with a softer heart. It is the decision to stop gripping the present moment and start living inside it. It is the courage to trust that even when things shift, you are still supported. It is the calm strength of knowing that you do not have to control everything to be safe. Letting go is the doorway to peace. Patience is the doorway to trust. Calm is the doorway to clear guidance. And the present moment is where these doorways live. Not in the past, not in the future, but here, where you can breathe, where you can soften, where you can begin again. So wake up and begin with truth. Begin with peace. Begin with the kind voice inside you. Repeat what heals you. Repeat what frees you. Repeat what reminds you that life is not your enemy. Life is your teacher, your guide, your partner in growth. All is well. Everything is unfolding for your highest good. You can relax. You can trust. You can allow life to carry you into what is meant for you.